Hello, my name is Bigham-Tsai, and for this video of the overall aquaponics system, I will be going over water chemistry. And this one's a real doozy because that is the challenge of aquaponics, is you never know certain aspects of the water chemistry, and it plays significant aspects on both the plants, the microbial communities, and on the fish, obviously. So this is an important aspect of things you want to look out for, and potential fixes that we have run into throughout our time doing it. So firstly, I will start by explaining the nitrogen cycle that is going on within this aquaponic system. Many viewers may already know this, but our fish creates ammonia from the food they digest and from the solid waste they exude. They create ammonia. When that ammonia is stuck in the water, it is then filtered from this fish tank into a grow bed, as said before. Here the microbial communities are able to convert that ammonia, which is toxic to fish, to nitrite, which is also toxic to fish very heavily, and then to nitrates, which is less toxic to fish, not toxic to fish, and very productive for these plants. Therefore, these microbial communities in these grow beds are very key to keeping that ammonia level down and promoting growth within these grow beds and within the plants. So there are many aspects that could go into an ammonia spike or a problem in the water quality, specifically about the nitrogen cycle. I'm just going to list off a few and show you what you might observe. The first off is a gunky grow bed. These grow beds should maybe be cleaned once a year. You will see a solid buildup in it, especially if there is not a canister filter in there. From that, what you would want to do is just take out some of the media, wash it off, and put it back. But you don't want to take it all out because, again, that's where the microbial community stays. Another, a gunky grow bed will deoxidize this system and will kind of clog up the arteries for the microbial community work, for lack of better comparison, arteries. But it will deoxidize the system and could lead to a potential ammonia spike, killing fish. Another possible ammonia spike is the grow bed's inability to convert ammonia. That could happen with too little microbial organizations in here. That could happen if the ammonia in the fish tank is higher produced than the grow beds are willing to be able to handle the capacity of. Therefore, if you have too much fish, or if you have too much fish feed or organic matter in this tank, it could overpower this grow bed in terms of converting. Another possibility is just the overall disconnection of grow beds. There have been several times throughout this process where we've shut the system down. When we do that, we operate the fish tank as a fish tank itself and not as an aquaponic system, meaning that it needs a filter on it. So if the grow beds are disconnected or don't have power to it, you're going to want to put on a filter, and that could also be another possible use for or reason for ammonia spike. Excess feeding, any sort of nutrients or organic matter in there could also lead to an ammonia spike. There are many other reasons. However, those I feel are the most prominent. So, what do I do when we have an ammonia spike? First, we like to test frequently whenever someone comes in here to replace the water, or every week, every 2 weeks, as frequently as possible. We have pH testers, we have ammonia testers, we have testers for nitrate and nitrites. So you're also going to want to test for nitrates and nitrites. Nitrates, an excess level of nitrates, could be for a few issues. That means that the plants aren't necessarily absorbing the nitrates. That could lead to the wrong type of plants in the system, or it could be a result of pH, too high of a pH. Plants typically like a slightly acidic pH to be able to absorb all of that nitrate. However, we've had reasons that our pH is high and very basic, in which case plants aren't able to absorb as much nitrates. You'll see high nitrate readings, and the plants will actually be a little whiter in complexion. So those are all important to test for. What do you do when the water quality conditions are not up to match? Firstly, you can contact an advisor. Ben at KVCC would be a good one to speak with, as well as myself, about that, YouTube, all that jazz. However, the first steps to start with would be to clean the tank or get any sort of gunky material out. So that could include cleaning the filter, any sort of filtration system, and siphoning out all of the solid waste on the tank via our siphoning hose. Another thing you would want to do is reduce the amount of fish feed. Excess fish feed can be not healthy for the fish, but also it will lead to a spike in ammonia. So reducing that fish feed pretty immediately is a good step. 3, I would also put on the filter. We have a filter that runs on this, and run that in tandem with the aquaponics system to just further take out any sort of water quality issues or contaminants. Moving on from ammonia and ammonia water quality issues, we've also run into water quality issues of algal blooms, and that's because we don't have enough plants to process the amount of waste we have, or because the algae is out to be in the plants. What we did in that case, we did a 2/3 water change, which typically you would only want to go to a 1/3 or half water change in terms of the tank level. We added in algicide in the proper measurements, and we introduced the picosmus. So those are all possible ways, algicide. Additionally, other things that contribute to water quality, you want to make sure that you're using tap water as opposed to ionized water, or what Chris has several taps and water methods in the greenhouse here. You want to make sure you're using tap water. That's all the minerals and that the fish need. Additionally, with that, there is a water conditioner here. It has the amount of conditioner you add per gallon you add, and this is just to take out any chlorine or any other additives that are in our tap water that is not okay for fish. Additionally, we used oak leaves to add tannins. That was just a good aspect of water quality. However, you want to make sure that those oak leaves don't decompose and spread everywhere in the system, so maybe putting them in a mesh bag. Overall, that's the general water quality, water management of the system. Again, that is probably the most complex aspect of aquaponics. So there may be issues that arise that are outside of the issues I've designated in this video, in which case I would look to YouTube. Thank you.